Morning. So good morning, friends. Today we just have some updates about what's coming over the next few weeks, and so I wanted to um, offer that to you. There's good. I'm calling call it good news. I mean, there's a chance coming up for us to be able to actually gather together um, for a service event. So later today, around 3 o'clock, we'll get the registration live. But right now, you can go ahead and review some of the details for our fall Great Day of Service, and and you can see what's happening. So on October the 4th, we'll have our opportunity to do the meal packing event together, which is great news. And here's that. And I wanted to do the on the live today just because it's gonna be a little bit not complicated, comparatively speaking, for the rest of this year, but we do have to make adjustments for the reality that we're in at the moment. So I want to take the chance to explain how this is going to work. We'll have the chance to be together to do our meal packing, but it's going to be very curtailed. In a regular year, we would be able to get in there together, like 100 of us at a time. That's not going to be the case this time, obviously. So this year we will be very much pared down. So instead of doing our meal packing over the course of like 3 hours, we're going to do it over the course of about 6, and we can serve only about 10 of us at a time. The event's going to all take place outside. We'll have a massive, if you remember how the tents look at Easter with the whole plaza at the church covered, that's what we're going to do. So we'll have those big tents out. We have to be under the tents because we're working with food, and we can't have things like, birds, dust, debris getting into the food. So we've got to have it in somewhat of a sealed space. So we'll do that outside to give us the distance, and then just about 10 of us at a time serving together. So all told, we've got space for about 70 people to be out and active that day. And it is sad. It's sad that we can't do it the whole gigantic thing, but it is what it is for this year. So I hope that if you're around, you'll be able to do that. Well, you can see the details now. The deal is, if you're coming as an individual, just pick one station where you want to serve for your kind of 40-minute shift. And then if you are a household, so like if you have a roommate, a partner, or a family, we invite you to come, but you'll need to serve together at one particular station. The stations will be spread out so that people aren't you can see each other, but you're not in each other's kind of 6-foot bubble. So that's the deal. Over the course of the day, we'll pack over 20,000 meals, and those will go out with Rise Against Hunger. And remember that those end up going to places including feeding programs for schools abroad, but also as emergency and disaster response. So it's a great program. The huge benefit for us is that it's a chance for us to actually be together as a larger group. And even though this time the larger group is only 10 people, but it's a chance for us to do service together as a community. So we're really excited about that. October the 4th, it'll go all day. That is a Sunday. So there will be one shift that is happening during worship, but of course worship is recorded, so whoever that shift is, you'll be able to still join in, and our service is itself an act of worship. So that's really exciting. So we'll make it live at 3 o'clock, and then people can start signing up. If you don't feel comfortable If you know you're in a vulnerable population, don't come. Um, we've had to set age limits because we need to know in advance that whoever is coming can successfully socially distance themselves. My toddler cannot do that. He is not coming. So that's the deal. So we hope that you guys can come out, serve together safely. It's exciting. It's exciting that we're getting back to this where we can see each other in person. So that's that. There are other opportunities for service that are also taking place. There is an ongoing and consistent and real need for volunteers at the area food banks, Capital Area Food Bank, Arlington County um, Food Bank. They both need volunteers as well as financial support and donations, but they are both in need right now of volunteers to help pack to pack groceries. So if that is something that you have the ability to be doing right now, that would be extremely great. The Capital Area Food Bank has it on their website that's a consistent need. We knew that the longer this went, um, the more food insecurity we would start to see, and it is a big need right now. So if that is something you're able to do, then that would be really excellent. Finally, when our partners through the Washington Interfaith Network, as well as our partners at Pathways to Housing, both have voter engagement things happening right now. So here's the deal. Pathways to Housing has been out doing voter registration drives kind of around the city on the corners, and they are looking for volunteers to come help sit, kind of basically sit at the table and help get people registered to vote, especially neighbors who might be unhoused and face additional barriers to being able to get those sort of basic items done. They are looking for volunteers right now to come and help out. So if you want to check in with Pathways to Housing, then that I highly recommend that if you want to help people engage in the voting process. Now that's DC specific. Less DC specific is what the Washington Interfaith Partners, as well as the Industrial Areas Foundation, kind of nationwide, is getting ready for their kickoff in terms of get out the vote efforts. I'm going to post this link. I don't know if it's going to work actually, because for whatever reason it always wants to come up in Internet Explorer. So just in case that doesn't work, I would please check the Washington Interfaith Network website. But basically, the Get Out the Vote efforts begin on this coming Monday, on September the 14th. It's a virtual call to get together, and what that'll do is explain kind of the process, as well as ways that you can help your community to be involved in the effort. And again, this is not DC specific. So Maryland, Virginia, even North Carolina, Florida, all of those places are included in this. And I will post the registration for that event right now in the comments. That way, if you want to go ahead and register, then they'll give you the full information. But that will be an effort that goes continually forward into November. And I do recommend that as a way to engage some of that. The Get Out the Vote efforts was something that we had committed to way back in January, February, knowing that we would be reaching this point. In particular, the efforts related to our relationship building in Ward 7 of DC. And this gets back to are we actually seeing each other? It's not enough to be aware of each other. We've got to start seeing each other. And so there is a particular effort to be building relationships right now in Ward 7 here in DC for the purpose of empowering residents of those neighborhoods as gentrification kind of continues to push its way. Even in this time when things are slowing down, that's not really slowing down. So affordability for housing, people being able to stay in their housing that they're in right now, those are the types of relationships that we're building on right now. So I do recommend that you look into WIN's efforts related to that because it's really critical work. Um, and that's going to be taking place. It's a phone banking effort that is taking place on September the 24th. And so I'm going to hand you that registration link as well. And this is a really good way to start building relationships with Ward 7 neighbors and hearing about the needs from them, straight from them. So I do encourage that you would continue to kind of sit down, see each other, recognize that what we have is enough to be able to fight for a space where all people can have a home that is safe and affordable. So that's some of that. A lot of good work happening with WIN. That it took a little bit of a slowdown, but they are back and working hard in this effort. So I hope that you will step forward to start supporting that. If you are in the counties, there are organizations similar to WIN that are active in Montgomery County as well as in Northern Virginia. So please do look at those efforts as well if you want to see what it looks like on your local level, as opposed to what it just looks like inside the district lines. Yeah, exciting. It's nice to know that we're getting back to a place where we'll actually be able to see each other a little bit, but we've got to be really smart, really safe about that. Keep the distance, wear your mask. We can't be out here being foolish in such a way that we just kick our numbers right back up and put more people at risk. So exciting, but with limits. So please abide by those limits. So that's what I got for you today. Some nice updates. Those are the needs happening around the community. Obviously today, September 11th, we're 19 years removed from the initial event. We still face the effects every day, not only the lives lost that day, but the continued effects for first responders, continued effects for families that lost lives, continued effects for service members who chose to serve and to put themselves out there, who lost friends, for those who, from the decisions and continued war, have also lost lives throughout this entire nearly 2-decade process now. There's a lot to be reflective about today, a lot to pray for, a lot to lament, and a lot to recognize that we need to do better going forward so that we are not in a perpetual space of conflict with one another, either in this country or around the world, but that we are in a perpetual state of building one another up for life. So I hope that you do have a chance to reflect today, that you do have a chance to look at these opportunities for the building of relationship and the building of life. And I hope that if you're in a position where you can come out and serve on October the 4th, I hope you'll do that. And we'll continue to find the ways for all of us to be in service for one another, whether that's virtual or in person. But I hope you'll take advantage of every opportunity that you have to be in care for one another. That's a lot, but that's what we got. I will see you soon. My prayers for your safety, your peace this day, and for a better and stronger community tomorrow, led by the Spirit, led in love, shared in love and grace. Peace be with you until we meet again. Thank you, friends. See you very soon.